All right, folks, it's go time. From whichever corner of the globe that you hail from, good morning and good evening, town folks. Once again, we're in another wondrous week of Xbox news just dropping all over the place, and toxic Sony fans like flies being hit by raid, dropping all over the place, just sprawling on the floor, just kicking and just having fits and spasms. But the problem is that it's I'm sorry, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this shit's about to get a lot more worse. So first off, we're short a member. He should be in later. We're going to start off with our first resident member, which is ODT Reaper,
What's up, everybody?
and also the notorious Sega Man.
What's up, everybody? Sega Man back here again with Fire Boss and our tech guy, T Reaper, and I cannot wait to get into these topics tonight, man. It's going to be a good one.
Yes, yes, I can't wait to get into it. Just like some fucking syrup and biscuits. it's it's going to be delicious. But yeah, but we'll that chat we was having earlier, ODT. We'll talk about that later. But what I was trying to step in and say was that, yeah, dude, I can imagine Phil is probably getting very pissed right now, and he probably, dude, he was. You could look at him and tell that the frustration was always there, and even the Bethesda buyout, I don't think that was anything remotely being mean spirited or anything. It was just business, and there's the fact that
it's legitimately just about providing options to the player. It's not. It can't get any more simple than that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, because I'm telling you that I'm willing to bet you that the way the conversation went in that meeting for that buyout was that, oh well, according to social media, they keep saying we don't have any games. Maybe they're saying that we don't have games they're like. Well, they seem to like Bethesda. They seem to like Doom. Okay, we'll buy them. So, as I said a few,
and it's just, and I already just said this on Twitter, but like I totally agree that the next generation of gaming is gonna be a holly jolly Christmas, basically, for everybody on every level.
Yeah, well,
now that level depends on what you can afford and what comes into your actual home. So it's like, I don't want to hear like fanboys whining and crying that, they can't play, 120 FPS games, but they have a good television, but their television doesn't reach 120 hertz.
Well, this is, like I said, it's just the way that conversation probably went was, oh, okay, well, they seem to like Doom, they seem to like Elder Scrolls. There, we'll buy them. See, we got games you like.
I like that Bethesda was first. I like that. That was awesome. Now you just like basically just hold them straight by the collar and be like, cooperate, or we'll just buy you some more.
I don't think you could get any more bought, but
I'm gonna gesture towards your Activision, but that's just and your wonderful Blizzard. Although, shout out to Mikey Barra because he's doing awesome on Blizzard.
You're mad. You can imagine, they just send some dude over there to Activision, and he pulls a Dave Chappelle. What's the name? Oh shoot. The Dave Chappelle skit where he was pretending to be what's his name, Rick. God dog it, I know the name, and all of a sudden it's eluding me. See, that's what age does. But yeah, I could just see them just slapping them across the face with money, and the dollar bills just going all over the place, and them just walking out saying, "Consider yourselves bought."
Well, yeah, I mean, the Call of Duty beta is tomorrow. We'll see. I can't wait. I've been relaxing too much, and I wish to play lobbies. Although I'm having too much fun listening to people whine and cry about the PSN, activation of voice control.
Hell yeah, I saw that, and it's fun. It gave me a chuckle when what's the name? What was that? Unlimited? Was that Unlimited or Phase that shared that in the chat? I think it was yeah, I think it was Unlimited. Yeah, basically I looked at it and I started to bust out laughing because I'm like, this is funny. This is like the whole Connect thing all over again. But where's this outcry? Where's this, the same shit with Connect. But I will say this though, scrolling up and down Twitter, there's a lot of people talking about I've been PlayStation for X amount of years, or I was considering getting a PS5, and they all unanimously are going, not anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems to be that way, huh? Here's
Yes.
Emmanuel. What's up, brother?
Yo, what's going on, people?
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, man, glad to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Hey man, dude, as I already said, man, you are a staple member of this chamber of secrets. You're a member.
I was just on that subject of study today. I was like, that just went right through my head.
Oh man, hell yeah, man, let's get it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Emmanuel, dude, you are a member of the council.
I appreciate that, man.
And right now, the council is amused. But yeah, dude, what are your thoughts on this new thing going on where all of a sudden these PS trolls are falling out now because now Sony is fucking listening.
Yeah, I'm just admit. You saying listen to? Oh, you talking about the controller?
Oh no! I don't mean with the controller, and I don't mean they're listening to their pleas in a good way. I mean they are now recording their party chats.
Oh Jesus! I kind of predicted that happening. When they had that. Yeah, I guess it's not even through the controller. But that's pretty weird, man. It's kind of like a role reversal.
Nice little ping on that router signal right there.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, man. They turn the blinders on, and it's like PlayStation is pretty much becoming the 2013 Xbox.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see people turn a blind eye to it. I think there will be some revolt. When shit starts hitting the fan, when people get this console in their hands, and they start experiencing this stuff. I think that's when the backlash is going to hit.
Well, that's part of my topics, but we'll get into it. But it's just the way it's going. It's like, wow, this is one hell of a slow fucking build up to that breaking point. But starting off, like I said, let's all sit back and just really admire the masterpiece, the whole just evil, masterminded, boss level, thinking that our boys in Redmond are doing. Because I mean, dude, this is like some Lex Luthor shit. With like buying up these studios, Game Pass, and as I keep saying, ODT, I don't know if he's believing me. I don't think this feels being like malicious or anything like that. It was just, oh hey, you guys want games? See, we got games.
Yeah. Yep.
And to them it's probably like no, because they're thinking that they keep having this image of him holding Pete Hines hostage with a knife to his throat, and Todd Howard like knocked out cold on the ground and stuff. Like, you ponies ready to play? You ready to play?
I dearly hope so. There's a lot to play soon.
like, come on, let's play. This is Phil's favorite game.
Well, I just personally think it has to do with people just don't really know how to basically play with each other. They'd rather just play solo, or they'd rather just enjoy their hobby by themselves. And that's what Sony is always for. But now Sony can't really provide like they used to, nor probably will not be able to in general. So, you know, people are now going to have to learn to adapt, and adaptation is not Pony's, you know, key thing to actually learn how to do. They suck at it.
Yeah, but okay, Emmanuel's back. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm back. Just having some technical difficulties with the StreamYard app.
Okay. All of a sudden now I got an echo.
That's what I was trying to fix. I had this happen the other day. I need to go in and change it to a wired headset. But every time I try to do that, it's kicking me out. I'm gonna try it again one more time.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, it did echo with Sega Man too. So yeah, it's some of the headphones probably.
You think it's headphones?
All right, is that any better?
Testing. Yep.
Testing.
Much better.
Is that
All right,
any
we good.
better, Fireboss?
It sounds better.
Yep, much better. You good?
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Well, all right. So moving the train along. More details with this partnership of sorts that they're talking about with GameStop has revealed that apparently there's a lot of, I guess you say, monetary, I guess you say, like, you know, basically they're sharing their profits for any of their services that they sell, such as the Game Pass and the All Access. They're sharing the profits with GameStop. So to me, it's kind of, you know, some people probably look at that like, oh man, they're not making any money, they're losing money and they're desperate. And it's like, no, dude, this is going to pay out in the long run in spades, because how everybody always joked about, and a lot of times it really wasn't joking about, how you just walk in and the first thing you're met with is Nintendo stuff. And once you get past the Nintendo stuff, any clerk that you spoke to, you know, any person walking the floor, it was always like, oh, well, the PlayStation stuff is over here. Well, I'm actually looking for something for Xbox. Excuse me? Well, we got PlayStation stuff over there. Dude, I just said Xbox. So, so now I guess you could say, with this so-called retraining that these over 10,000 something employees of these 5,000 plus stores are supposed to be undergoing, I'm quite sure that not just teaching them how to use the Windows Office apps and their point of sale apps as well on the Slate devices. I'm sure that they're also, pretty much instilling in them that, look, we hear a lot of chit chat about when people walk in, they're looking for something for Xbox. The first thing you do is point them to the PlayStation wall. It would behoove you to not do that anymore, or it's going to cost us money. So yeah. I mean, I know a lot of Sony folks will probably look at that as, Xbox using money to play dirty. But I mean, it's, Lex Luthor said it best himself. It's all to even the playing field.
Yeah.
Money is a tool, and and the thing about it is there's truth behind that.
Yep.
So no matter how dirty of a player you are, if you got the ducats, then and you already know that you're not going to win the fight, then you fucking slip about a good $5,000 over to Big Bobby to go whip that motherfucker's ass. Drag him behind the bushes or over in the alley and just fucking lay all sorts of smack down in 8 layers.
I mean, I don't understand why people have to complain and whine. I mean, they're trying to help. What's wrong with helping? Is it because your precious box can't do it themselves? I don't understand. That just makes it rather annoying. Because I get
Why did
criticized
you
from
buy Bethesda? Why did you do this?
yeah, I mean, it might be,
I'm trying to help.
But I have friends that ridicule me because I have a big wallet myself, even though I can't touch it. But people are like, you're not civil, you're not the same. All you do is just live off your own wallet, while we have to work hard for our money. And like Microsoft be like, but we're helping. What's wrong? Like you don't like it that big a lad actually wants to help rather than actually just roughing through life. I never understood that ideology in the 90s. Like people, want to make things more complicated than it needs to be just because you want to be the player on the field that does it.
Yeah, Sue. What are your thoughts on this on this Emmanuel?
I think it's a major lifeline for GameStop. Like you said, it's going to behoove them to
GameStop ain't going nowhere now.
At least not for the next few years. But yeah, it behooves them to push Xbox, and not necessarily push it, but just be objective and present Xbox the way that it is, not push it to the corner.
Exactly. Just be neutral.
Exactly.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, but I'm interested to see how it does for the Surface tablets too. I can already see it. They're going to have the xCloud set up. So people will come in and they might not even get a console. They'll get a few months of Game Pass Ultimate and a Surface tablet, and they'll be happy with that. So I think it's going to be interesting, and maybe the parents will pick that up. I think it's a great thing for both. For Microsoft, Xbox, and GameStop, man. I was worried about trading in my 1S to get the Series S. I want to get that for my brother. But now I have that assurance because I know GameStop is going to be around. So I love it.
Yeah, and see, that's actually a good thing you brought up that I completely forgot about, is that well, depending on which GameStop you go to, because the one near me used to do it, but they stopped and you have to go all the way to Fort Jackson. Well, the one on Fort Jackson, the one that's off of Fort Jackson, in order to get any mobile devices. But yeah, they can actually offer you mobile devices that actually can run xCloud.
Yeah, and we got an Apple finally folded, and we're about to see those on Game Pass in the next coming months. So that's going to be interesting. Be like, let's go Japan Island. Howdy, Azure.
What's
Up and down that street with a wonderful mobile, please.
Hey Apple, what's the status on the Game Pass? We got iPhone Mini. Isn't it cute? You see the dude just smack it out of it. Get this shit out of here. Hey, what the fuck I asked for?
Oh man.
Well, yeah, what about you, Sega man?
Well, you know what? It's I think it's a good thing what's going on with the
you need to put on your Suge Knight hat for that. Your bowler.
Right. I mean, it's a good thing with GameStop, man. I mean, listen, things are going to change inside the stores. You know what I mean? They're going to have better learning skills when they're working with customers. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, from what I hear from people, there's a lot of people that are, some people don't like it, but I think it's a good thing. I mean, they're kind of saving them in a way, because they were going to belly up, pretty soon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm all in. You know what I mean? But
just because it's like changing that way doesn't mean it's not going to be, an advancement in gaming. You don't know what they're actually going to do with those new tablets and those devices they can use to be neutral. So, yeah,
and think about it. People's jobs are going to be saved in this process too.
So that then adds profit onto the actual already existing issue. So it just doubles down.
Yeah. So there's going to be some butthurt, dumbass PlayStation fans out there, but. It is what it is, and there's nothing they can do about it except damage control. And they can try to damage control it all they want, guys. But hey, Microsoft ain't playing anymore, man. They're just not playing anymore. You know what I mean? I think they were. Really think they were sick and tired, Emmanuel and everybody, of hearing people. Xbox has no games. Xbox
Hey,
has
what's
no
good,
good
Smitty Smith?
exclusives.
But why does it have to
What's
be
up, Smitty?
exclusive for you to enjoy it?
Yeah, right. It was really funny though, guys, how it started in 2013. I mean, they're still running with some of that stuff, guys. Fact that happened in 2013, they're still trying to run with that.
Because they don't have anything else. They run in Sega Man on fumes.
Yeah.
He was like, what else we got in the closet? What else we got in the closet? It's like that engineer that fell asleep at the fucking coal box. Didn't realize that the new hire shoveled all the goddamn coal in the fucking box and shit into the engine. And he wakes up and he's like, oh shit, what the fuck? Dude, you're still 100 miles away, man. I know, I did good, right? No, you did not. Man, fuck, find some wood, find anything. How about we just break up the cars? And that's what's going on, man. You're in Sega Man, you're right, dude. It's just scrambling. And the worst part about it is that a lot of the one, I guess you say a lot of the other ones who are like a key factor to the shit is, a lot of the GameStop employees. They're not going to be able to fucking play that role anymore. So nope. It's either
you're gonna have to be neutrally objective whenever you talk to customers on any level.
Hey, Emmanuel, can you imagine walking up to them jokers and they just be having all sorts of knee-jerk reactions and eye twitches because they can't, because the first thing that jumps in their head, they want to point you to PlayStation, but something keeps stopping them because they know that camera in the corner is tied directly to headquarters, and they like zooming in on them.
Oh man, somebody's gonna have a damn overload.
That's right, bitch. That's right, bitch. I see you. We're looking right at you. Come on, do it. Do it, I dare you. We got Xbox stuff over here, sir. Dude, you all right?
I used to be that way like 2 generations ago during the 360. Like, I have GameStops that are all PlayStation, and every time I went to go get a Halo game or a Halo launch, whether it be 3, 4, like they always cringe whenever I ask for my order. I'm like, why? Because I'm not asking for God of War 3 or God of War 2 on a remake schedule. No, because I want to play my actual games that actually exist forever.
Hey T, when you go into those GameStops, I just want to know this, guys, before we move on. Hey T, when you go into those GameStops and you say they cringe, have you ever made them mad, talking about the Xbox, and you ever make them upset? You know what I mean?
I've made them quit. Well, I've gotten a couple of them fired a couple times before for being objective with me, because I got them into a debate and they actually couldn't just keep a straight face without actually roasting me. A long time ago, but their manager was a friend of mine, so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna make him watch in the background while they actually try to not actually act like they weren't acting, like fanboys. So I was like, nope, so the camera right behind you.
That's crazy, man.
That's right. That's right, bitch. It's like PSN.
If you like your PlayStation single player experiences, I don't care, but there are multiplayer experiences that do exist for fandom all over the world. I don't care whether you be in Japan, Australia, Europe, not so much China, but we're working on that, I hope.
I remember guys real quick, I was at a GameStop and a lady was picking up a Xbox One, I guess, for her son. And the guy at GameStop, he looked like he was I don't know, just like a dickhead, like he was mad about something. But when he went to pick it up to give it to her, he slammed it on the counter.
Jesus.
He actually slammed it on the counter.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, for real?
What the hell?
And she was like, why the hell? She's like, what the hell is your problem? You know what I mean? And it slipped out of my hands. It was a little too heavy.
Oh, that's that bullshit.
Slammed it. You slammed her product on the. She's buying for 500. You slam it down on the counter.
Did she still buy it?
Nope.
Did she ask for another one?
Yeah, that's the right move.
Yep. She did ask for another one, and she said, "If you don't, I'm gonna call corporate and tell them what you did."
Oh, shit's about to get live. Legal's about to pop in.
Oh man.
I summoned new legal to the field.
Yo, what's good, people? I don't have much time, man. I wanted to crash my homeboy's party, man. Say what's up to my people, man. T Reaper, Sega, man, and Emmanuel A1, man.
What's up, new legal, man. Baby? What's up,
going on, man?
Yo, Sega, man, I love your avatar, fam.
Thanks, man.
The guy put in that work.
Hooking me up, bro.
Yo,
he does great work, man.
Yo, boss, I just want to say, man, I'm proud of you, fam. Boss comes right off my comment sections, man. To see this dude doing his shows now, man. He's an inspiration to all of y'all, man. He's from the streets, right off the bottom. So,
yes, sir.
Boss is the personification of direct gaming. It's to give people hope, make people believe that they can have a voice, man. It's not about the sub count, bro. Get in here, and get your voice heard. Get your voice heard. Because we're going into the next generation.
Speak about it.
Xbox needs true fans. We don't need Abrees anymore. We don't need Centaurs. We don't need we don't need four-legged beasts and we don't need Leviathans and Minotaurs. We don't need all
I've been doing that for 20 years. I want a break, please.
Right. We don't need all of that. We don't need this. I play Xbox a little bit. I play PlayStation. We don't need that. We need Xbox fans that speak our language, man, that truly enjoy Xbox. We don't care about how many consoles you got. We don't care that you play all these other games. If you're not playing the Xbox games, if you're not experiencing what we're experiencing, we don't care.
Yep.
Going next gen. We have the best console in the world. We don't care. Get out here, man. Show people you like to play on your Xbox because it doesn't get represented. Xbox doesn't get represented, bro. You got these people that like to talk about Xbox, but you notice they don't talk about Xbox, if you catch my drift.
No.
Check out what Smitty Smith just said. I'm going to walk into GameStop and say, "Excuse me, motherfuckers." show me all the Xbox shit.
Bro, you know what? That's so funny, man. You know, dog. You know what, though? You know what makes that so funny, man? What makes that so funny is that's exactly what the hell we're going to do, too. You know what? We're going to go up at GameStop, and they no longer can sit behind the desk. They're going to have to take their asses out and walk around. We're gonna walk them around their whole damn store. We're gonna be
objective, even though we don't wish to.
Hey, legal. Have your kids doing it. Hey, mister, what's this?
Fact.
What's this over here?
What's that? Tell me about this and that. Tell me about this and that. And you know what? The funny part is, when they can't tell you about Xbox, which they won't be able to, they're gonna have that Surface Pro where they can pull that shit up. And they're gonna be able to tell you, bro. You're gonna be able to look at it, and you know what? We're gonna. Hey, can I hold that Surface Pro for you?
They're gonna have that camera tied straight in the corporate.
Straight up, bro.
Zooming in on them. That's right.
Be hilarious, man.
Come on.
Just like your trainer. It got worse for all of y'all, man. You know, it got worse. And then I put this on Boss Show before I leave out, y'all. You notice how the gaming media, and I put it on my Twitter page. Notice how these in gaming media's outlets, right? They're gonna fail everybody. They're about to fail all their believers, bro. It's just mark my words, man. I hope y'all doubt me and say Legal don't know what he's talking about. I want it to be fun. So I want y'all to think I'm lying. But they failed you guys. Microsoft is playing them all. You guys thought that Halo that they showed y'all, you guys really fell for that.
That's what I've been saying, man.
And they already showed us what it was going to look like in the preview. But you guys, in the preview trailer, that's what Halo's going to look like. Bro, why do you think Flight Simulator came out? There is no game ever made that looks like that. That was to show you what the Azure Cloud can do virtually with the graphics.
Y'all think I'm shitting with that? You think I'm bullshitting? Watch the next thing be Forza
you saw that
World.
light bulb, and you started to see things grow from the ground, from the dirt. Then you saw like the flowers and all of that stuff. That was the rebirth, bro. That was the rebirth. My Xbox is going into a rebirth, and all these idiots see they're so Sony-fied, they so donkey-fied that they think these graphics are like they're setting the bar to PlayStation 5 standards. They can't see beyond that. So just think about it, y'all. Remember when that Assassin's Creed Valhalla came out, right? I was the one that said the game's gonna be 60 frames a second. We can't have it to not be. See, if they make that game 60 frames a second, that's it. Microsoft don't have to prove nothing to nobody.
Yeah, it was an engine. It was an engine issue, just like the fucking Yakuza thing. It's an engine thing.
Right. First thing they did, laugh at me. Started coming to, you're gonna be disappointed. It's gonna be 30 frames. I said, why? When they already told you that 60 frames was the standard. That's the low point. Y'all think they're playing, huh? You think they're playing? You'll see. So the media. What did the media do? They
hyped it up like it's basically all out of proportion.
No, they went out, bro, to seek the truth. They wanted what you call them, Ubisoft. They wanted them to actually say it so they could prove the Xbox fans wrong. So me and T Reaper were cracking up about this. This is what y'all don't know. Me and T Reaper talk a lot. Me and T Reaper said, watch this, man. Look at this. They're running around. These donkeys are running around because Ubisoft said, yeah, the game runs bare minimum at 30 frames a second. They literally took that and ran with it. But you got to understand something. You didn't think Ubisoft didn't know that? You didn't think Microsoft didn't know that these idiots would run with that? See, you guys got to understand it. Then what happened? They waited. They let everybody groom themselves. See, I told you, they said it was going to be 30 frames per second. Then what happened? Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be 4K 60 frames per second. Where did they go? We can't even find them anymore. Where's all the talk now? Then look. Oh, the ray tracing, right? It wasn't too long ago. They were just dissing the ray tracing. Oh, look. Y'all thought y'all had that ray tracing. Ray tracing up. Look what happened today. Assassin's Creed Valhalla got ray tracing in it.
It goes back to that thing. It goes to that thing. You waited.
Now, you will. If you don't believe T Reaper now, you will. We won. And I'm just being nice about it. But you guys keep pushing us. We're not going to be nice about it. We're going to start clowning everybody. We're going to start, because see, one thing we know, they can't prove shit. They're just running their mouths. But we're going to prove it. We're going to let it all. That's why we're talking about it right now. You don't think when we're not saying the truth, just keep watching. I can't count how many times I've been proving these idiots wrong. I can't count it no more. I forget more than I learn.
But Legal, I don't understand. Why does everybody have to be so whiny and complaining? It's all about options. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not
a bad thing, bro.
It's not
a bad thing, bro. They're gonna catch. They're gonna learn. That's why they didn't tell y'all about the 90%, decreased value of PlayFab. Microsoft just knocked 90% off the price. 90% off the price.
That's right. Let Uncle Phil in. He's trying to help.
Trying to help everybody, bro. Trying to help everybody. You hear me? It's so funny. But did you see any gaming outlets talk about that? You know why they didn't talk about it? That's why I put it on my Twitter, because Sony's involved in that. Why? Because not too long ago,
remember it's actually been confirmed before that Sony be fucking dumping some dough on fucking like IGN and Metacritic.
Right, but we knew that. We knew that without even guessing, bro. You remember when they would make fun of us talking about they think the gaming media is biased? They so stupid. Look, bro. Let me tell you what they're not. They're not really that stupid, bro. They just don't want to admit that what they follow is inferior. They just don't want to admit that they're casual.
Well, I don't think that's really the case. I think it's more.
Nobody on God's green earth is this dumb. Don't talk.
Don't make that statement. You might be proven wrong.
No, they're not that dumb, bro.
They're mentally challenged. They're mentally challenged.
Right, they're not, bro. They're not. They just don't look, man. Let me tell you something. There's a certain kind of people that are worse than dummies. A dummy is just ignorant, bro. But a stupid person, he's not ignorant. A stupid person transgresses, right? He knows, but he doesn't. So the worst kind of people are like the people who don't accept truth, bro. They're the worst kind. Those are the worst kind of people, bro. And so when it happens to them, we're gonna laugh and we're writing names, bro. We're taking names down. Don't think we're not.
Sooner or later, the eyes are going to have to open up wide because the whole thing, because I'm sure y'all heard this conversation before. Well, we sold more boxes, so how in the world they're over six?
You hear it all the time.
The division alone is worth 600 billion.
Right.
How we sold more than you? Well, maybe if you guys weren't going around dumping all your fucking cash on year exclusives and dumping all your cash in the pockets of editors, then maybe you might have a little something to sit on.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's always been like Sony's always been that single player exclusive hype, and then Xbox has always been options open, and now we just have more options open everywhere. It doesn't matter what you play on.
Okay, I think we lost Legal. He was starting to bot out a bit.
Oh man. Yeah, we did.
Honestly, man, I feel like PlayStation really didn't start hitting that exclusive stride more or less until PS3. Before then, it was kind of just happenstance that a lot of these titles were on PlayStation, mainly because of the CD thing. You know, but between Nintendo, most of these developers and publishers, they used to be on Nintendo. But that's how PlayStation got their foot in the door when they came in with the CD. And that was a huge cost reduction. That's how PlayStation had those exclusive PS1, PS2.
Well, that's how PS2 became so popular. It was the awesome DVD player.
Yeah, and the thing is, if y'all realize it, if you really look at it and think about it, everything that they're doing, well, since back then, guess who they got that from? Nintendo. Because Nintendo used to have tactics, you know, like that and stuff with Sega. And to me, it's like people don't like believe me or think about it. Well, Sega Man probably gets where I'm going. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought we lost you too. But
nope. I'm listening.
But no, think about it. Everything they're doing, they got from their daddy. All right. And them breaking out the way they are, this is just their get back at daddy. That's all it is. Oh, what's wrong, Square? You didn't like it. You didn't like how they did. You didn't like how they did you. Well, come on, we'll both get even with daddy. And that has been the partnership of ages for a long time. But now it's like it's starting to get to the point where daddy's playbook is not working no more. And it's probably time to start, really spreading your own wings and saying, you know what, let me write my own chapter. Let me try something new. Nope. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to stay the course because this seems to be what is bringing us so much success. I mean, look at these numbers. Well, okay, we see these high numbers here, but why are these numbers that really matter, which is the money in pocket, not increasing? Why are we losing more than what we're making? Why are we just still, in other words, it's like a muddy tire just spinning in place? Because you look at for all the bark about of their success of we sold this, we sold that, what do you Xbox think about that? But then when you look at at just the division's worth, it's like, damn, what are you guys over there really doing? And then you look at the company's entire worth, Sony in general, and then you look at just Xbox division alone. Of course, a lot of these Sony trolls like to go about like, well, Microsoft and Xbox are the same thing. Yes, we know that, but guess what? They're still divisions. Same thing can be said with in the case with Sony and PlayStation. PlayStation is still a division. You know, you got the music division, you got the movie division, and you got the PlayStation division. And then, of course, you got the failing appliance division, which I'm still wondering why that's still around.
Well,
so,
I mean, but the funny thing about the whole PlayStation, community is like they have their own, wonderful Sony division and their PlayStation division. PlayStation makes games, but PlayStation still borrows to make those games, whether it be by resources or server rights. And eventually, if you keep renting more than you're paying, bam, someone has your wonderful silicone already.
Yep,
and it ain't you.
Yep, and it's Smitty. And it's Smitty saying right here, and stuff like that, and he nails it right there. It's like, they don't want to evolve. Basically, to me, they don't want to evolve. They're not seeing a reason to evolve, and this to me is where I find it to be the fault of these overzealous fans. And because it's like, dude, Xbox got so much better because we want it better. Because as I keep saying, we're worth it, baby. You're worth it. You're worth it. And but it's like a lot of these Sony fans just seem to be so so down on themselves, so like, I ain't worth it, I ain't worth anything, I'll just take what they give me. It's like,
they keep taking Sony's lies. They keep taking their lies and everything. How many times have they been caught lying?
A lot.
I'm serious. Like, they give me a fifth
They lie too many times. They have to be monitored to make sure they don't lie again.
But that's a sad thing, man. It's like they really don't even care that they were lied to and will continue to be lied to. Like Fireboss was saying, they just bend over, grab the ankles and take it. It's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. Here comes Big Bobby. I smell biscuits.
Jesus.
I mean, and it's not just games that are affected either. This goes for movie, evolution, and it's going to hit the theaters massively hard. People are trying to be, optimistic, but I'm not going to be optimistic this time because I think everybody should just stay inside and enjoy mobile entertainment.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
A few months ago, I wouldn't agree, but you're right, man. After seeing Disney make that pivot out of movie theaters and focusing on digital, that's a huge indicator of what's to come.
Oh, dude, when the virus hit real hard and Trolls World Tour of all fucking movies, Trolls fucking banked hard because it went straight to people's boxes and TVs instead of into the theater and stuff like that. Then was it AMC calls themselves turn around talking about like, oh, we're gonna start boycotting anything from Universal. And I'm thinking to myself like, wow, you really think this is gonna work out for you, do you? You're being mighty optimistic. So I mean, but see, the thing is, before I even knew you guys, or y'all knew me, one of my old army buddies, that I really would like to try to drag him in here. Well, at least from his open perspective, because he's more of a PC guy, but he's not. But the thing is, he's not an asshole. That's the important part. He's mainly an asshole to me. But me and him talked about this. Whereas we're saying that, dude, this is the next evolution, because the way the movie industry was going, well, the theater industry, it's like, dude, they're getting more expensive. I mean, dude, all right.
Well, I think they're just
call out
for keeping property of state.
Yeah. Real quick call out for a one person ticket for me over here. It costs fucking $20.
Damn.
So, yeah, how much is it in your area, Sega Man? Because I know Cali is fucking expensive as shit.
What's expensive in Cali? The what? The
everything.
But movie ticket prices.
Yeah, that's
movie ticket prices here are I think it's, man, if I remember, it is up there. I think it's 10.
So $10 or $12.
I think so. Yeah. It used to be. Remember when it used to be $8? Like $8.
It used to be $7.
Yeah. It used to be $7 here. then the last time I checked, which was like about like 2 years ago, because I was thinking about taking my little brother. Actually, I didn't think. I actually took him to go see. They re-released. It was the anniversary of Transformers the movie,
Yeah.
and big G1 Transformers fan. Anything beyond G1 is trash to him. And yeah, he wanted to go see it in the theaters and all that. And that costed fucking $20. And I'm like, what the hell? And popcorn was like $10, and drink I was like, good God. So it's time. They have to evolve, because people are working so many hours. They're tired as hell. They don't want to like get back in the car, drive across town, because apparently wherever you live, the theater is always across town.
Yeah.
You know what, Fireboss? They were starting to evolve, and that's kind of interesting. You know, the pandemic hit when it did. They were getting into the movies as a service, pretty much. I don't know if you remember the Movie Pass app that went belly under. But yeah, that pushed AMC into doing the same thing. So they had like a deal where you could pay maybe $14.99 and see maybe like 2 movies a month, and you get discounts on your popcorn. So you know, it was very similar to Game Pass. That's how everything is going, man. You know, whatever it is as a service, because it's better for the consumer, and you know, it's better for data management. You know, they know what the demand is going to be, or you know, how they can grow it. So that's how everything is going. But yeah, they were trying to evolve before it got shut down.
Yeah, so I mean, it's getting to that point, man. But yet here's Coke Daddy Ryan. Oh well, we don't see any true benefits. There's no real profit, and I don't know what's going on with them guys at Microsoft,
We're supposed to get the Mandalorian season 2 coming up, Halloween 31st, 30th.
Yeah, man, I can't. I was just I woke up thinking about that. I can't wait.
Yeah.
What is it?
The Mandalorian season 2 on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Oh man, that's coming up.
Yeah, it's at the end of the month. But like I think if the consumer can take the actual fandom consumerism in their home, you'll have more growth in the actual economics, because everybody will be at home basically running more because they can sleep more and they don't have to be on the road.
Yeah.
And we're going to turn YouTube into an Amazon add-on. I don't know if anybody actually heard about that.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. So we get
what's the deal with that?
So like how and I believe it's already starting on Instagram, so everybody can check it on there. But you know how that store is there where everybody's just advertising whatever at Walmart or Disney or whatever. I think you can just press a button and then boom, it goes right to the link. But now they're just adding. That's how they're gonna start advertising on YouTube. Or
okay.
Yep. So basically, if someone is showing a product like a Series X, for example, there might be an add-on link inside the actual app soon that you can press it and then buy it yourself. Or have.
I started to see that. I've seen that on my YouTube app. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's coming around the corner. So soon everybody will have less and less of a reason to actually work out of home, which will cause less pollution on the planet.
Yes. Well, segueing into the next topic, which actually does, still tie into all this, is it's real strange how, our PlayStation brethren can't seem to wake up and open their eyes, but yet over there in the land of the rising sun, you could see signs of that they've been woke for a long while, and they got the whole fucking real tired of your shit now, boy, type thing. And it's not just the gamers; it's a lot of the developers over there. A lot of them are.
Shout out to Microsoft devs, all devs in general. They work so hard to give the consumers what we want, and they're working overtime, so we actually don't go into a seclusion, which would suck.
Yeah. So a lot of Japanese developers are just really washing their hands of them, and it seems that it to me it just seems that there've been a big disconnect between Sony and their homeland. There just seems to be this real big disconnect going on right now.
Well, maybe they're trying to find the 6 instead of the 5. I don't know.
Well, maybe it's because they fucking switched the fucking X and the O button or some shit like that on the control.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean seriously, that's actually one thing right there. Another
World
one.
Connection is what's going to heal the planet. There's still no doubt that still works to this day because it's working. But people just don't want to evolve, and evolution is kind of key if you want, progress.
Yeah. Another big factor, which I've already knew about, and I already knew this was going to come to a head anyway, months ago, was the censoring thing.
Yeah.
And the censoring thing came about, and I think you even was telling me about it as well, DT, because I didn't think about it. Was that when they made their move, they moved the home headquarters from Japan to California, to Santa Monica, I believe.
Yep.
And apparently, I guess something about that was one of the reasons why they had to start censoring the hell out of a lot of the Japanese games. So this
because it's no longer in the actual homeland of the actual home base, so they have to apply by United States BS.
But the thing is, dude, I can speak from experience. Japan over there is they're pretty good and censored on their own. But the thing is, it's funny because see, Microsoft, who's also an American company, doesn't seem to have that problem. You won't see sparkles and sun rays pop up, just out of nowhere and everything. And so now it's like a lot of them are, for the first time ever, starting to look at Microsoft and be like, maybe this is, maybe we've been thinking about this the wrong way. Maybe we shouldn't have had this thought of, oh, these damn Gaijin invaders trying to take over, and it's like maybe we thought about this the wrong way.
Maybe we took Tom Cruise's Samurai the wrong way.
Yeah. So I mean, what do you think on this, Sega Man?
Oh man, that's hard to. I don't know, man.
They're waking up, but the ones over here on this side of the fucking pond ain't. What the hell is going on?
That's another thing. Yeah, I mean, that's some are waking up, but I mean, some will just stay. In their ways, man. I mean, it's just never going. Some things just never change. Unfortunately, Fireboss. I mean, we'll have to see, man. I mean, you know what? People don't understand. I think a lot of people, like trolls, I think they ruined it for people that really like PlayStation and their brand by constantly drilling into people's heads, about Xbox and their business, way they handle business, and things that they do with the Xbox brand system, man, that I think they ruined it for them, because after a while, you're going to make people, especially Microsoft. Do you really want to make Microsoft mad? Think about it.
You really don't want to make Microsoft into a parental force, because
that's what I'm saying.
That would just absolutely suck. You don't want that, trust me.
Yeah. I mean, because they have
already
a lot of power
for YouTube to actually get along with that concept.
It is. You're right. It is. And
I don't like your, and I shout out to E-Rock, because the concept was people are just all these are just children. Well, that's kind of the idea behind video games and the hobby of for infinite children's minds are forever constant. They don't go anywhere. And then and that's kind of the whole reason why I kept picking up Steam, because it never really dies, the hobby at least. Whether people like the actual games comes in and out of fashion always, but the actual urge to play is always there on some degree of level, which is why it will never die. So the more you invest in the actual concept, people actually want to play it, the more success you'll see down the road.
Yeah.
It just takes time.
You can see, you imagine seeing one Sony fan just going to town on another Sony fan. You know what? I'm done, man. I'm through. It's a wrap. You're a fucking quitter. That's your problem. You're not a team player. You're a goddamn quitter. We don't need quitters on this team. There's the fucking door right now. Right, fuck it, fine. What about you, Emmanuel?
And the question is,
Why is it? How is it that over there in Japan, their gamers and their developers are starting to wake up from from the fucking the soured Maxwell House cup of Sony they were having, but over here can't seem to fucking open their eyes.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like you said, the censorship is that's starting to be a problem. I think I've seen 2 games so far that have left PS5 and moved to Xbox just because of the censorship. And it's not Japan, it's Sony. It's Sony pushing this stuff.
Look at Hellblade.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think it's a good thing. Ultimately, Xbox can use that Japanese support. So it's a good thing that they are starting to come around. Like you said, the players and the developers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, as we're talking, I'm actually trying to find it. I can't find it, but there was the article basically. I can't remember which developer it was, but there was a game, because I think I linked it in the chat about 2 weeks back, where the developer was more or less they were real fed up with Sony because they had to keep revising their game over and over again because it's like, oh, we can't do that, or you can't have that, and they're like, but you'd had no problems with this before. Why are you having problems with it now? And the thing about it is, when it comes to development, especially when you're a bigger software developer, is that costs money, because that costs man hours. And as I keep telling a lot of people from a businessman aspect, because I had to wear all those hats with my own development group, is that when I ask people what's the most valuable resource,
time.
Oh shit, somebody got it right.
and that's also kind of why everybody originally didn't like the Windows games and they didn't like original Xbox Live, because people actually liked it for once because it actually took up time.
Yeah, the first answer that everybody always jumps on is always money, and the second one is always software. But no, it's actually time. But when we say time, we mean time as in human.
Yeah,
as in human
cash.
Well, no, as in human time. Because the thing about human time, what makes it such a valuable resource, is that once you give it, you can never get it back.
Correct.
It's gone forever. So that's why when there's the saying of my time is valuable, there's meaning behind that. So to have these developers keep going back and forth into this, to just make these little nips and tucks, that was that really just kind of just ate at them, and they were like, you know what, y'all some motherfuckers, that, fuck y'all, we done. Hey Phil, hey Aaron, what's up, guys? So like I said, it just really looks like everybody over there just starting to slowly get real tired of the shit. So why those over here are not waking up is beyond me. ODT, your thoughts?
Well, I think there's a certain demographic that almost never will wake up because they're just uneducated or just ignorant of what's really in front of their chessboard or their domino board or their checkers board or their Monopoly board. But this is a Monopoly board. This isn't a chess game. So it's and this Monopoly game has been going on since the arcade era, and it just keeps evolving into a different board every single time. And it doesn't matter if it's Dr. Phil's vision, doesn't matter if it's Satya's vision, doesn't matter if it's Reggie, who is now awesome GameStop CEO, which is awesome. So Nintendo got somewhere. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Welcome to GameStop, bitches. My body's ready.
But it's just everybody has a different preference of play. And, if you give the actual gamer consumerism the option to play anything, anywhere, on any device, doesn't matter what you like, just as long as you have a swipe and you have a membership, boom. It shouldn't be
Yep.
that hard to actually say that you just like to play games because I just like to hold a controller. I like to hold a mouse and keyboard. I like to hold an actual mobile device. It doesn't matter because it's fun, and fun is infinite.
Yes, sir.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, Fireboss, I got those. I got the name of those 2 games too.
Well, I think one was like something Gal Gun Panic or some shit.
Gal Gun, that's the first one. And then the most recent one is Abyss of Sacrifice.
Oh yeah, and of course the thing about now, those of y'all watching, of course these are among those notorious Japanese niche games y'all hear about. The ones where you're like like moving a clicker and pointing on a girl, and she's like just fan service type stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, there's a market for it, man. I mean, you'll be surprised. But yeah, but moving this along. With all this stuff changing over, you guys notice that there's been a huge influx of Sony developers running over to Microsoft.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, they just made a tweet where two lead developers from Naughty Dog, and a lot of these seem to be coming from Naughty Dog, are now part of the initiative.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
true.
really? Ooh, really? Ooh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and as one person was saying in the Reddit post that I was looking at, they was like, well, hell, why wouldn't they? We're talking about better pay, better environment, better leadership.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're right. Better leadership.
But then I guess, they probably will have a surprise with Ragnarok coming around the, season end.
and that's kind of strange because here it is now. All right, the thing is like like I said, I know both me and ODT have our own sides of this, and shout out to New Legal. I wish he could have came back because I know he had a side as well, but especially E-Rock, him too, should have been in here for this. Is that Phil? I keep saying this. Don't let Phil fool you. They had this. They had the Series X and S, long since produced. They had millions of these already produced and probably stored in a warehouse offshore.
Yeah.
So when Ryan McCaffrey's like, oh yeah, so is there going to be a plan B? And he's like, plan B? What are you talking about? I just said we're on time. We're good. Oh yeah, I heard you, but is there a plan B? And he was getting fed up. He had
That was funny.
Yeah, he had that look on his face like
McCaffrey has the ability to piss Phil off. That's why Phil doesn't like dealing with Ryan.
yeah, and yeah. See, the thing
in a
is,
polite way, not in a bad way, but just in a polite way.
yeah,
But it's just like
well,
no, like if you say you're on time, that means we're if anything, that means we're ahead of schedule.
yeah. So I mean, but the thing is like the only thing that they had to they had a delay with was the fact that they waited out for the full RDNA features. They didn't do like Sony, where it was like Sony's like, okay, oh that looks great, scoop it up and buy and bounce to their own workshop to let Madman Cerny kind of like tinker around a Frankenstein and shit. So now it's like, oh, it has RDNA 2 it's RDNA 2 based, but it's not RDNA, it's not full fat RDNA.
Yeah,
2.
and the full fat RDNA 2 is actually in your Series X.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
by logic of its RDNA base, that means it has RDNA 2 parts, but it's not full RDNA 2. So that means that if the Series X is full chip RDNA 2, which one is higher power?
Yeah. So all of a sudden hearing that that Assassin's Creed Valhalla now has the ray tracing, that Bloober Team's Medium is going to have ray tracing. Yeah, that's because now they're able to get this stuff in because they had to wait for this stuff. Whereas like everybody's like, oh, well, look at Devil May Cry 5. It's coming, day and date with ray tracing. What's going on with your Xbox? Ha 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 ha. And it's like, well, because your ray tracing is checkerboarded, ours is going to be just full out.
Full out natural, yeah.
It's real.
Just like their 4K is checkerboarded.
That's right. This ain't breast surgery. This shit's real. It's fucking homegrown. You see Phil like here, take a squeeze.
Oh God.
And that, and that's also why the PS5 is so big, because it's only half designed that way, because the stuff that actually makes the Series X so small and efficient and cool is your silicone. It's not your hot rod that's about to almost cause danger to the entire island.
Hey, Sega man. Hey, was you like me when you saw him take out that heat sink, and the first thing you thought was that lead pipe from Streets of Rage?
Yeah, it kind of looked like it too. It did. Yeah, man, it kind of looked like it too. I mean, that thing is huge. I mean, you know what, guys? To be honest with you, I think it's that the way that system looks too. I think it's a turn off to some. Believe it or not, maybe some Japanese people over there. Maybe they're more attracted to the Series S because it's small and sleek. They like small and sleek things, and I think that's one of the reasons why the S was a factor to sell over there. Think about it, guys. I mean, it's very attractive. It's small, and the Japanese are really into small, like cool tech, like electronics, and that really caught their eye. I mean, I think the Series X did, but I think the Japanese gamers and people of tech over there are really attracted by that Series S.
Yeah, and see, the thing is like the majority of they have pretty decent sized homes there, but but to be there, because when I got off the plane and when I got off of the air base to walk around, dude, it was like, this had to be like the biggest culture shock I've had since since we my old man moved us to Germany when he was in the service. And can you imagine being a 7-year-old kid and you're going to this lake with a bunch of other co-workers, the other soldiers and stuff that your father works for, and you look across the lake, you see a German family, like 2 German families over there, and this memory sticks with me, and they're waving, being friendly, hi, guten Tag, and then they start stripping down.
Oh shit.
and even before that, and I still to that day remember my mom grabbing me up, hand over my eyes.
Oh man.
And and even before that, when we got off the plane, we was on the taxi ride from Frankfurt going to the army base in Illesheim. Yeah, I still remember their Coke billboard. They had a Coke billboard with a woman with her tits out.
Yeah, but why? I just always wonder, guys, why are they like that? Everything is, they're like the Japanese men. They're obsessed. I watched the thing, right? I think it was called Shocking Japan, and they're obsessed with like American women's, panties. And different things like that, man.
You're like blowing into them.
It's crazy.
They got the panty vending machines over there.
What? Yeah. What the hell's going on with that? That's crazy.
But real quick back on top. But yeah, it's a straight up culture shock over there. And one of the things you just realize is that, man, stuff is pretty small here. So as Sega Man was saying, it's like, the S, shockingly, a lot of them want the X as well, because the X is pretty damn, compact as well, because space in the Japanese household is at a premium. So yeah, they dude, if you hear people say that, no, there's truth behind that. So yeah, so something like the S, and especially as one person also put out, who really thought deep on this. He was like, you know what? Their new year is gonna come up, and in their new year, their kids always get like a huge chunk of money, usually like somewhere around $300, equivalent to $300 to $500. All right, depending on the family. Mm-hmm. So the majority of them, you're usually looking at saying like probably like close around $300. they can go, because a lot of them, that's what they usually do, is they'll spend their money on getting games. A lot of the kids, they'll probably go run and grab a Series S.
Yeah. Get that
They
Game
probably have-
Pass.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, this is, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. This, chess versus checkers, and Phil just said, fuck this board. You know what? Fuck this table. Flipped it over. fucking.
I hope you're paying attention now, because you're gonna have to start to pay attention now. You don't have a choice.
Yeah. Picked up some of the pieces and throw them at the pigeons.
Yeah.
like
Be
fuck these pigeons.
Monopoly board reset now, please.
like fuck that homeless man over there. Wake your ass up.
Jeez.
So
Well, I mean, there's still a whole bunch of surprises still in store, and I think everybody's just gonna keep having, tantrums of, upset, non-exclusive, fun coming everywhere on every single platform, and I just think that's just, gonna piss him off even more, because it's like, he's trying to help, and everybody's just being ungrateful.
Do you think Microsoft's got a few more things, surprises to announce, though, guys, before launch?
ooh,
Yeah.
that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely do.
yeah, dude, that actually Sega, man. Yeah, that actually brings us into the next topic, man. Okay, right, all right. Basically, if y'all remember what I put in the chat, and for everybody that's that's watching right now, and those who watch later, all right, my fellow Xboxers, we need to really have a sit down and have a talk about the JRPG situation, because I know there's many of you, such as me and Emmanuel, that we love our JRPGs, and we remember that high time of when they used to be prominent on the 360 until Matrick came along and snatched them from from out of our hands. And there's quite a lot of those IPs that shockingly belong to Microsoft.
Yep, they do.
Yeah. And so the reason I was saying this, segues into the next topic and stuff like that, is that as far as surprises go, a lot of people are, still on this whole thing about more acquisitions. And I know ODT's over there, kind of rubbing his hands together like a fly, getting ready to jump on your burger. Like, oh,
I promised to play fair for the rest of the season. So shout out to New Legal. He wanted to give me the rest of the show, but I was just like, this is a season for everybody to enjoy, and I don't think anybody should be spoiled or basically jealous because everybody get all the glory, yet you get to still enjoy the actual entertainment. You just don't like that your spotlight went the other direction, is all your problems are. And it's just salty. And it's just salty all over again. But then that just makes your actual salty, fanboyism even funnier.
Yes, sir. Like I said, ODT found
Lost Odyssey is a big one, Spidey.
Yes. And I mean, like I said, I followed the trail. Emmanuel has heard me say it thousands of times. And whenever we pop up in the same video or the same podcast and everything, it's like, dude, how many times I kept saying it, dude. The paper trail is there. Sakaguchi wants to come home. He wants to come back because he ain't doing good. Dealing with his own people. So, and he really desperately wants to reboot Lost Odyssey, and this is his best chance to do it. So as far as like any big surprises go, because remember, we have the show coming up from what I understand, it's on the 28th. There's one more final jab at at Sony before they go ahead hot for launch.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I said, the 20th is what I've been hearing. I mean, any of y'all heard anything different?
I mean, I think there might be some news on launch tomorrow, because tomorrow is Call of Duty beta from Activision.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
And then you also have the Valhalla news launching. I see that those game models being launched daily now. They're working on their walkthroughs. Valhalla comes out the same day the next generation launches. So
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
yeah, it does. Comes out with Call of Duty as well.
Hey, when does Hey guys, I don't know if you know. Maybe you can tell me when does that really? I want to. People were creeped out by it, but when does that game Scorn come out?
I'm wondering. Well, I think it's supposed to be a launch title.
Yeah.
So I believe it's probably if I'll put it like this: if it's not next month, it'll probably be like the Medium, probably in December. So it'll be within the launch window. But that game has went quiet, and that's kind of a hallmark. Yeah, that's kind of a hallmark that I've noticed with that developer with Ebsoft. So, so like I said, I mean, I hope everything is all right, but Microsoft usually is good with keeping tabs on questionable developers, which is why I think Platinum Games had a problem with them with Scalebound.
Yeah.
Was because they couldn't understand, because people are like, no, you're supposed to give them freedom. You're supposed to leave them alone. And it's like, dude, if I gave you fucking over 200 fucking million to do something for me, I am essentially your client. Why am I not going to check up on you?
Yep.
If I mean, to me, it's that's business one-on-one. Yeah, you don't keep. You don't keep checking every damn day, every hour on the hour. That's over. That's over the top.
Yeah.
And yeah, you ain't even got to check every damn month. But if we're talking about like every 3 months, every 6 months,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
For real, man. That's
and I think Xbox tries to do more so creative freedom, but not so much developmental freedom. They they do have the deadlines and everything. And like you said, if you're giving people hundreds of millions or tens of millions of dollars, that should be expected.
That's right.
As long as the contract includes the deadline, and if you sign for a deadline, that means you honor your word for the deadline or try your best to do so.
Yeah.
Or they send Big Bobby to your fucking studio. Like, hey, who's the big guy over in the corner?
What was that one studio, guys? That what was that one studio? I can't remember the name of it. That really took advantage of that, and like they're the most hated now. What is it?
Was
the one that was supposed to? The one that was supposed to make that game with the dude with the headphones on? Yeah.
They took that money and made another game. I can't remember which game, but they took that money and used it, I want to say, for a PlayStation exclusive or something crazy like that.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Spider-Man or Quantum Break? No, not Quantum Break. Horizon Zero Dawn. Sorry.
No, that's because that's Guerrilla Studios. That's what PlayStation. It was just Platinum Games. I want to say it was something Void. I can't remember the name of it. But it was a Platinum game, and they pretty much they took all the money for Scalebound and wouldn't ever do the updates and created a whole separate game on the side.
Yeah, and Microsoft they never thought of suing them.
Well, they got the thing is this though. They own the IP. Because Scalebound is actually what's his name? What's that dude name from Platinum? The one who's usually an asshole most of the time. God dog it. What? See, my age, man.
I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about though. I can't remember his name though.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. It's cool though that he's came out on record to make it clear that hey, this is not Microsoft. This was us. We screwed up.
Yeah.
But that was cool of them. But the thing is that this is basically that whole thing that that I guess you could say always sparks E-Rock up. Always gets them like super heated because this is that whole favoritism thing where it's like, oh well, shoot, we gotta hook up our boys Nintendo. We gotta like hook up our boys Sony, and it's like but look where it's got you. It got your game, your IP, your creation snatched away from you.
Yeah.
And so now what was it like? Just over a month ago, he he tweets out that he really wants to come back to work on Scalebound, and me, I know a lot of people are like, yes, do it, Phil, do it. But
That ain't happening.
There's a reason why Phil and Sadia are like, probably not. So
I think that was a troll too, man.
because
Because he was pretty much saying, people kept asking him about it. So he pretty much said, yeah, I'll do it. Kind of to shift the people bugging people, bugging Phil again instead of bugging him.
Yeah.
And I think the guy you're talking about is Hideki Kamiya, right?
there you go. I know it's something with a K. So yeah, so I mean, it's like this. To me, if they really wanted to do Scalebound, I mean, not to spite him, they would have to agree to the terms of, look, we're going to check up on you. We're only going to give you this amount of cash for now until you get to this milestone. When you get to this milestone, we'll give you this much cash.
Right.
We'll make sure this, but be honest with you, I don't think it's going to play out that way, because I think there will be only one option available to them, and that will be to be bought.
Yeah.
Because right now with all these studio acquisitions, y'all really think about it, they're not fucking playing anymore, and I think that's probably one of the reasons even Sadia is behind that, because of the incident with Scalebound.
Oh yeah, that has to play a big part.
Because it's like we can't keep doing this, Phil. We're bleeding money when we like do what Sony is doing, doing these year-long exclusives. Then we get bad PR for it, and because they know it's coming on the other platform, they waited out for that platform. It's not doing us any good. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. If that was a conversation.
You might be onto something, Fireboss, because Shinji Mikami, who owns he works at the Tango Gameworks. He was a co-founder of Platinum Games. So linking him back up with Hideki Kamiya, that would actually make sense. So you might be onto something, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but moving along to like any surprises and stuff. The only surprises I can see, which is where I was going, as to why Microsoft is waiting for the full RDNA stuff, and why the dev kits are out so late, and why Dirt looks the way it is, and why Yakuza doesn't look as optimized as it should, is because all that stuff is late, because they waited. They, like I said, they don't let them fool you. They had this plan. This is mastermind shit. This is stuff that Batman fucking wakes up in the late hours of the night to like go across the city to fight. Is the dude that has this level of thinking because they knew what was going on. They didn't jump the gun like Sony did. So the surprises I'm saying that we're probably going to see is we're probably going to see some more updated gameplay, and don't be surprised if we're seeing this gameplay running 4K 60, stabilized 4K 60, not no dynamic, and we're seeing ray tracing, 60 frames, something that people say probably can't even be done. It's like two creatures you'll never see share the same pasture.
Yeah, and they say that little story was never going to actually happen. I beg to differ now.
Yeah. So
unification to survive, and that's probably the planet's problem right now.
So yes, that's one surprise. I think a lot of people are probably aiming too high because they keep saying, "Oh yeah, there's another big acquisition coming." ODT, I know you said something as well, that there's something big coming, but I don't think it's as big as everybody keeps thinking it's going to be, because everybody keeps going on like.
Well, I'm gonna argue that it depends on what you consider big, coming from acquisition announcements. Like everybody took Bethesda with a big, humongous dab of salt for weeks. So what's going to happen coming up is going to be so overblown that I think people are gonna need to see doctors pretty soon, because people aren't going to be very happy. Well, if you're PlayStation at least. But I'm going to argue that it's going to have something to do with cross-play, generation play, and I'm going to argue it might have to do with a 343 announcement. So, but we'll see. But I did agree with New Legal when he was here when they said that Flight Simulator was also a test. It wasn't actually just to be a simulator. We want to see if something will work.
Yeah.
And yes, Mighty, yes, I do applaud, the doctor for having patience to deal, especially with wonderful infinite me.
Yeah. Well, like I said, everybody keeps thinking and expecting that the next big buyout, could be someone like who's this one guy saying?
Well, I think maybe we might see Ubisoft Play come along EA, because EA Play attached to Game Pass has already been announced for December. So it's like you got the EA Play already set up on Game Pass attachment. I want to say Ubi Play might be next, but we'll see.
Yeah. So I mean, there's people still hovering around WB games.
Yeah.
I don't think
the Harry Potter acquisition I think might be part of that surprise with WB partnership.
Yeah. I don't think that's good. I'll put it like this. I don't think that's going to happen for now, because after all that positive, how positive that FanFest went, they're going to hold on to those cards a little bit longer, because they're going to try to milk that cow just a little bit longer until those games come out. Then they'll see how those go. Mm-hmm. The new Suicide Squad game, as well as the Gotham Knights.
Yeah, because it's part of a collective collection release, right?
But yeah, so yeah, and then there's some people who think that they get ready to buy Take-Two or EA, and I'm kind of like, no. I'll put it like this: they have the cash where they probably could, but it would be too much of a headache, because you're looking at a much bigger buyout than what they paid for Bethesda.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, people got to understand that in order to be bought, you have to want to be sold.
Yeah.
You have to end up for sale.
That's also kind of why the EA partnership is there. They're not buying them, but they're helping them with their server, solidification, and not, bumping them up so they don't suck.
Yep.
And Dr. Phil does own your wonderful Titanfall rights, so keep that also in mind.
Yep. And then there's the camp that believes that it's going to be Sega.
A lot of people think that.
So yes.
Yeah. It's the thing about it is, it's kind of hard for me to really get behind that, because there's talks of people who say that it's possible because they're hurting, but yet there's not really any real clear indication that they really are quote unquote hurting. So that's why I can't get behind it. Sure, they're not doing stuff like they used to do back in the golden era and stuff, but because it's not the same Sega. But these guys are still sitting on a cash cow over there, which is made up of their amusement parks and arcades, as well as those IPs that they hold very close to their chest. So it's like I keep saying, the only thing I can see coming from Sega is a better partnership, because the so-called partnership they have now is not really much of a partnership, if I would call it one, because they're quick, because just like with the Tokyo Game Show, if you looked at the guide, they mentioned everything for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC and Switch, but they refused to fucking name anything for Xbox, which did not make a lick of sense. And that had me real heated, because it's like, hold on a second, what's going on here? Y'all supposed to have this big, beautiful, hand in hand, relationship thing going on. What's up? So yeah. And then there's folks who are like, yeah, get Square or Konami before Sony does. Heads up, Sony ain't gonna be able to get them. I can see Square, probably trying to, pander to them a little bit more, because they've been, so deep in bed with each other for such a long time. But Yeah, like I said, both of them are runaways from Daddy, from Nintendo.
Yeah.
I know you boys were in that barn.
Oh God.
Hey, you remember that? You
Cry
remember
Daddy.
that? You guys remember that old Beavis and Butthead movie when he said, the guy said, "Who's been whacking off in my tool shed?" You remember that?
Yeah.
The Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Yeah, that was funny,
Yeah.
man. You two boys be whacking off in my tool shed. Oh man, that was funny.
Oh man, but yeah. So I mean, so anyways, I was commenting on this guy's video when he was talking about it. I was saying that I think what's going on is that we're all kind of aiming a little bit too big. We look at what happened with the ZeniMax and Bethesda buyout, and we keep thinking that, oh, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we have to keep looking at, where they're going. They're going with people who want to sell, and they're going with people that could use this. In other words, they're not buying them to do what Donnie's camp was doing, was having them pull all their their sources to making Halo great again and do another Forza and all this stuff. They're not doing that. They're looking at what these guys got that's good, and they're saying, let's help you make it better.
Mm-hmm.
Let's help you make it shine. And that's what's going on. So the only realistic ones I can see being grabbed, if you go from the top of the totem pole, would be Ubisoft. Because I hear talks that Ubisoft is kind of in some rough spots right now. So, I mean, I don't know how true that is. It's just like the thing what people say about Sega. Oh, Sega's having it rough. Microsoft might get them. It's like, I haven't come across that news myself. They're not suffering, at least not that I've seen, but I see THQ Nordic being a possibility. But the thing
That's
is,
possible. Yeah, that's possible.
But once again, it's another thing where it's like, they would have to want to sell, but as long as they're doing good, they're
as long as they're not treading water, they can't be forced to sell. That's kind of the way the rule works.
Yeah, and
but as for Sony, treading water is about to be quite a reality pretty soon. So
yeah,
the sinking island thing.
Yeah. Like I see Titanic sinking. That's kind of what I see.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
Don't worry, Davy Jones will come around soon. Season.
Yep. So going down that totem pole, the more realistic buys I see are the ones that I kept harping about, which I'm sure Emmanuel's tired of hearing me say. The thing is, let me back up. Everybody, does anybody other than me remember that ever since June there was a long running rumor that there was 2 unannounced acquisitions that they haven't told us yet?
Oh yeah.
One is Polish, one is Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I first was, talking back and forth with Emmanuel, this is after I came to that realization, after I found all the stuff I was telling you about. Just Googling, Sakaguchi and Miss Walker, returning to Microsoft and everything like that. I mean, that's how I found out that, how Square treats them and how Nintendo, shuns them, even though, he made that, that killer ass game, Last Story. Is that, the Japanese just completely just washed their hands of him.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for him to bring Miss Walker back under Xbox Game Studios. Them I see as one of the possible Japanese acquisitions. The other option is Grounded Inc., which is, as I keep saying, that's Yukio's people. Yukio is the guy who's responsible for bringing us Phantom Dust, as well as a more classic title, Panzer Dragoon. He's the mastermind behind that. And which also he's the mastermind behind Crimson Dragon. and he wants to do a new Crimson Dragon. And Sakaguchi for Mistwalker, he wants to reboot Lost Odyssey. And he went on record to state that he wants to reboot Lost Odyssey using the new hardware, and he wants to go ahead and continue Blue Dragon. Those two games would be, I mean, completely, just kick ass right there.
Yeah.
And and to me, it's like, why get one? Because the thing is, with both of those developers, Yukio and Sakaguchi, they both have positive working relations with Microsoft. They both have good working relations with Phil, because Phil was around when they were around. And remember me telling you, Sega Man, Yukio was actually nobody even knew this. He was actually a Microsoft employee.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he originally he wasn't part of the gaming division. After he left Sega, he wasn't part of the gaming division. I'm not sure exactly what he was doing, but apparently he had to submit his idea for Phantom Dust, and it took, apparently according to his interview, it took him like a few months before they finally okayed it, and then gave him his own team and stuff.
Yeah.
And apparently every once in a while, he gets together with them, like I guess Phil and all them have, have drinks and shit. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but they keep close tabs from what is understood. So to me, it's like Mistwalker, Grounded Inc. I mean, those would be more sensible acquisitions, because they already have IPs that they have experience with that they can bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this wild card is something y'all probably might not believe, but I'm also thinking, what if Microsoft grabbed Level 5?
Ooh.
level 5?
They do Dark Cloud? What game did they do?
Dark Cloud, Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, and White Knight 1 and 2.
Okay.
So yeah, and the thing about the reason why they came to my mind is, there's news going on right now that they have completely shut off all operations dealing with anything Western, be it European, American. They will no longer do localizations or ports of any of their games over on this side of the globe.
Damn.
And they're also even looking to just completely just cut out, making games for consoles, period.
Wow.
So to me, it's like, to me, that shows that there's definitely trouble in paradise, because apparently I think since 2018, they've been slowly laying people off.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a big layoff just recently before they announced this news. So to me, that's like, oh man, they probably going through some stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
Given their storied history and the stuff that they've done, they would be like a prime, prime real estate for Phil and Sadia and Matt to go grab, because with the stuff that they've done, imagine them having the open freedom and the full financial backing that Microsoft offers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's as right there, the sky is the limit there. But bring this to a close, the Polish buyout that I keep thinking is definitely Bloober Team. And I know there's people who think it's Techland, because to be fair, Dying Light went quiet. And I know there's some people saying that it might have actually been canceled. So
yeah,
there's a possibility that it could be between Bloober or Techland. So,
man, possibly, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to argue that they could be arguing over a legal dispute over the concept of Dying Light too. So
a legal dispute.
Yeah, over the wonderful issue outside. Too similar.
Oh,
from the first.
Well, I don't know, man. I ain't trying to be running and racing over like building tops and diving in the windows and shit.
Yeah, they don't really want to. I mean, it's just an honest theory. I don't really know what's going on with that actual game because it could actually be already canceled. I wouldn't doubt it.
And Bloober Team, are they the ones that did Flight Sim?
Oh no! You're thinking about Asobo.
Okay, that's Asobo.
Yeah,
But
yeah, go ahead.
what does Bloober do?
Bloober did the Blair Witch, and before Blair Witch, they did Layers of Fear, which is, I think, the one they're more notable for.
Okay.
So now they're working on the Medium.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Polar Studios. Honestly, none of those sound too appealing. The Level 5, I've never played any of their games, but I have seen them around. And you mentioned Ni no Kuni. I know a lot of people, love that. But it sounds kind of odd, the situation.
What is it about that game?
Oh,
I have no idea.
Okay, yeah, Ni no Kuni is a turn-based Japanese RPG, but it borrows a lot of elements from, say, like Pokemon, because even though you yourself fight, you have the ability to use magic to tame some of the monsters you come across and let them fight for you. Or you can fight alongside them. But but one of the biggest draws about it was that the artwork and animations done for the game was done by Studio Ghibli. So
who's Studio Ghibli? Is that what games have they made? Is something I'm familiar with?
Are you familiar with Princess Mononoke?
No, are these diehard like RPG?
I am.
Games?
I know.
Oh no. Princess, Princess.
Anime.
I know what that anime is. I love that anime.
Yeah.
Oh, it's anime. It's anime. Okay.
Dude, it's a real good movie. It's one of the best ones for the time it came out.
The only anime I remember is that I kind of like. I think it was called Blue Seed.
Yeah, that's 80s shit.
Yeah. Full Metal Panic, Full Metal Alchemist, or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember.
That's a little bit more.
Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT later on in the 2000s.
I was more into the guys. I was more into like the mech, the mech animes, like Full Metal Panic and
Gundam Wing and all that one stuff.
There was some. Then there was some really weird ones. I can't remember some of the names of them, but I did like the Samurai Showdown animes that they had a long time ago. Stuff
the ones
like that.
The ones that were before Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah. There was some really, really weird ones. There was some really, really. I remember this one where there was this. You know how they are about schoolgirls, right? I can't remember the anime, but you guys got to hear this. The anime dude liked this girl, and she was playing or she dropped her books, or she's playing soccer or something like that, and her little school dress like blew up, and you can see her panties, and he turned to this monster with his tongue hanging out chasing her. It was some weird. Weird one. I can't remember the name of it.
That sounds like some fucking Legend of the Overfiend shit there.
It was so weird, man. Some of those are so weird. Some of them it's worth watching some of them because of their mindset. I mean, it's just out there, very out there. Some of them.
Yeah, well, it puts you in a different mindset to view things in a different angle. So
yeah.
The more outlooks you actually know of the world, the more perspective you can give, because you can understand it in a different angle every single time.
I'd say if you ever have a slow, boring day, I say look up Studio Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli. Okay.
Yeah, and remember it's spelled with a Ghibli. And just look them up, dude. Princess Mononoke, Kiki's Delivery Service. The thing about
that one is actually what brings in my memory the most.
Well, I remember Appleseed. You ever see that? It was called Appleseed.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah, that's definitely out of Ghibli's camp because Studio Ghibli does. There's a reason why Disney acquired them because they do
Oh, damn.
more. Yeah, they do more like more what's the word I'm looking for? More wholesome type movies. You know, they're very story driven. So if you're looking for like big Dragon Ball Z like explosions and Gundam mechs kicking stuff over, you're not going to get that from their movies.
Oh, okay.
And which is
more, they take more from the original tale, selection that is given because they like the original scripts.
yeah. You ever heard of like you had to have at least one time heard of My Neighbor Totoro?
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's them. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah. So like I said, they're very big on storytelling, and the one awesome thing about it is, granted, they seem kind of slow. They're usually very good for even kids to sit down and watch.
Yeah.
So unlike most other animes, if you have like a little kid that's like under 12 or anything like that, then they'll this is, like I said, there's a reason why Disney scooped them up.
Yeah, and people always used to like that one anime too called Cowboy Bebop.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, that really brings it back.
Yeah, that's an old one. I used to watch it a little bit, but it was big at one time. The Cowboy Bebop.
It's worth it, dude.
Series.
Yeah, dude. If you haven't sat down to watch it, it's worth popping up some popcorn and getting some drinks and just binging it, one night. It's actually good. So I mean, it's not a Studio Ghibli type good, but it's good.
Is that what's one of your favorites? A lot from him.
Oh, what's that?
What's like one of your favorite animes that you like?
Oh shoot. Oh God, it's like this. There's like a lot of them that I fluctuate between. I guess you say it's like I never really came to this thing of having one I actually liked, full out.
Yeah.
So I guess if you like anything from like Studio Ghibli itself, I would have to say Spirited Away is the most favorite one for me. That one's usually kind of more out of all their movies. That one's usually more easier to come across because it's usually not too it's usually a good bit of times you might come across it, like say like if you got sci-fi, or if you got cable or something like that. Sci-fi, I think. Well, what's another channel I've seen it come up on? TNT.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually, if you have any cable, you don't be surprised if it kind of like, pops up, like one Saturday afternoon or evening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's a pretty good one.
And
you guys remember Ghost in the Shell? Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Princess Mononoke is actually a classic. Well, it's considered a classic now.
Oh yeah, that is usually one. Yeah, it's usually one of the more go-to ones that a lot of people will like point out. But sorry about that. But yeah, definitely get a chance to check it out, man. But yeah, that's one of the big draws for Level 5 is that they've always employed Studio Ghibli to like help them with the animations and the graphics for their games.
Have y'all? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Barbaros.
Oh no. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, have y'all redeemed that? We're talking about anime. But I was wondering, have y'all redeemed the Funimation 2 months free on Game Pass? You can,
we can do that now. Yeah.
yeah. You can check all these movies out free on Game Pass as long as you got Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah, our Funimation.
And it's what is it? A 2-month trial?
2 month free trial.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I think it expires at the end of the month. So yeah, if you want to check it out, Sega Man, that'd be a free way to do it.
The free attachment by the release of the new consoles on November 10th and 12th.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's special.
I wonder if there'll be some goodies. I wonder if there'll be some goodies with that, man. When you
I'm
when the
kind
new
of hoping
console
we'll
comes
have
out.
a unlimited attachment to Dragon Ball Z on that Funimation app. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
What was that, T
Dragon Ball
Reaper?
Z is big.
I want a unlimited availability to Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I watch it. You know, that's the only anime I watch. But yeah, I've been using the Funimation to watch all the Dragon Ball. They got all 3 series.
Thank Dr. Phil for that because Killer Phil actually, came through with that attachment.
Hell yeah, man.
That's also what's driving the Japanese culture nuts for a Series X model or anything Game
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pass. But that way you can automatically get free entertainment along with your 100 games a month and whatnot. So
Well, that would be nice.
yeah.
I was joking around with one person. I was saying, you know what would be real killer if they do go ahead and bring back, Miss Walker and Grounded Inc. and all that stuff like that. And of course, then you got the Studio Delilah who did the Battletoads.
Mhm.
What if, because remember, they kind of, during the 360 era, they did kind of like test the water with this a bit. What if they tried to bring back the Xbox TV thing where you have the Halo TV show, you have the Battletoads cartoon in that animation style, but you also have because remember they have a Blue Dragon anime. What if they what if they rebooted the Blue Dragon anime, and also they had they bring in Level 5 and have them let Studio Ghibli air their movies and stuff. I mean, like I said, that could be a gateway into something bigger.
That would be genius, man.
And it'll be all available in Game Pass.
Yep.
So
that would be
all
great.
in one. Think of it that way. All in one. All enjoyment in one package.
So not just stream games, stream TV shows and movies.
Stream entertainment in general.
That you know what? That's actually genius, Fireballs. Because Amazon kind of has the they're going to have the gaming and the movies with the Amazon Prime, and that would be a direct competition to that. That would be genius, man.
And it's funny that I'm saying that we were joking around with it, that in all the stuff that T Reaper keeps saying, and some of the stuff even from if you catch. When he's going at it, new legal and stuff. What if this was something, one part of the plan that they're going towards?
Yeah.
Because everything is going powered off of that Azure.
Yeah. And who owns that Azure quality and property and rights and
That'd be Microsoft.
That would be
Microsoft.
That would be Microsoft.
Hey guys, wasn't there supposed to be, because it went quiet, wasn't there supposed to be a Gears of War movie?
Yep, that's still being worked on. I believe we got the person we wanted to play Mr. Marcus too. That's awesome.
Really?
Is that Batista?
Yeah.
That's what they keep saying.
But it kind of really sucks. We're all kind of in a submission of we're kind of all just have to be patient because of what's outside. But I think that's kind of why entertainment's going to go towards a little bit towards cartoon anime, entertainment for a while, because at least they can do work, and that way everybody else can rest in body form. But
it would be nice if they did that. If they could do a nice animated, really detailed animated Gears movie, that would be sweet, man.
They could get the same guys who did the Castlevania anime for Netflix.
I mean, that would be, if they could really get.
You could have you could have a skit, made of with Batista doing an animated version, just like Bill Burr did. That was a smart idea.
Well, I bought all them Halo ones. All those Halo ones that came out? I bought all those, all those DVD. I bought all those, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The animated one, the short movies.
And
I bought them all.
PC is about to go out on Halo Waypoint testing soon.
There's supposed to be a Halo TV show as well out there.
On Showtime, right?
Yeah. That's right.
So Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, that actually still isn't out yet, isn't it? That's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Showtime show, I think.
Yep, so this is Showtime.
Yep. All right, fellas, we're almost coming up on 2 hours. So real quick, because like I said, I didn't mean to run my mouth so long. I apologize for that. But starting off with you, Sega Man, who could you see, real quick? Who could you see starting from higher up to anybody down bottom that you could see Microsoft probably grabbing and surprising us with in the next few weeks or so?
Well, I want to know if you guys will agree with me on this. Maybe. What about Cliffy B?
Dude, it's funny because
Cliffy B.
he's actually tweeted out. It's funny because have y'all noticed that there's been like a lot of former developers that left Microsoft that all of us or left their previous studios and now all of a sudden they want to come back. Like, it's funny you brought up Cliffy B because Cliffy did put out a tweet saying that he's thinking very hard. Supposedly he's not just thinking, but I think he's also still in talks of coming back to Microsoft. And then there's what's his name from id Software. God dog. See, now I'm doing it again.
Somebody from id? Really?
Yeah, Carmack.
Huh.
Yeah, Carmack is actually tweeted out stating that he was like saying like, well, I'd be very interested in coming back to work on my beloved franchises because Microsoft seems to be the only studio that doesn't hate me.
Wow.
Well, I'd argue that's true.
And one more, guys. I would really like this guy to come back because I liked him as a developer. He did a great job on one of my favorite fighting games of all time, and that's Itagaki. I would like to see Itagaki come back for Dead or Alive. Yeah. Dude,
he might as well because, dude, he's kind of dying a slow death with Valhalla Soft. Which him and this other former producer from Tecmo they co-founded it, and they're really not doing anything.
Wow.
So could you imagine if Phil just came over, because they're based in Canada? So can you imagine him just coming over saying, "Hey, here's the dev kit for the Xbox S/X.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave this right here, and hit me up if you come across anything interesting." Dude,
I mean, that would be awesome if they could get him back. Because I mean, you remember, the first Xbox. Before I bought it, I used to go into I think it was No, not GameStop. I think it was another store. Maybe it was Game. I used to go into one of them, and I just couldn't believe the graphics and the beauty of the Dead or Alive 3. I mean, it was amazing. It still holds up today, and that game's really old. The first Dead or Alive 3 on the OG Xbox. But if you were to go back and play that again, it's still crisp and clear. I mean, it was beautiful, like just beautiful fighting game, man.
And soon gonna have raised frames and HDR.
Yeah.
HDR.
Yeah.
Because
really.
Yeah, there's people who are talking about how Ninja Gaiden, OG Xbox Ninja Gaiden looks.
Oh man, that looks so good on the X. It looked like a new game. Fire Boss. It looked like a new game.
I know. I saw somebody. Yeah, I saw somebody's YouTube video because he was playing it. He was playing it on the Series X, and he was like, dude, just look at. He's like, the HDR makes that big of a difference. Just look at how realistic his skin and his knives look. But Emmanuel, who could you see them grabbing up?
I got to go with your first choice, man. Mistwalker Studios. That would be the studio that I would hope for the most. And you mentioned, a few months ago, the talk kind of started up about them buying a Japanese studio, and out of nowhere there was an update for Lost Odyssey on the Xbox One. That game came out in, was it 2008? So for it to be getting the update in 2020 is that's pretty peculiar. So I think there may be something to that. Either they're doing like a enhanced version, which maybe to announce it, they'll put the enhanced version on Game Pass, and then talk about the new games coming out. But hopefully it's a Mistwalker, man. I think they can do a lot of things. And as far as Western RPGs, Microsoft has it completely locked down. Obsidian and Exile, Bethesda, but they need that Japanese studio, and Sakaguchi, he's the godfather of it all, man. So he can make the best RPG out of anybody. I don't, you mentioned Level 5, Square Enix. I think Sakaguchi could blow everybody out of the water. So I hope it's Mistwalker, man.
Same here. And the thing about it is that I want Phil to give him the same budget that he's given everyone else, the same freedom, and just let him and his people unleash. Because I'm telling you right now that I have a feeling that old man is going to be looking over there at Square, and he's going to be like, "This is what the fuck we did." Oh, by the way, it's a reoccurring franchise.
Oh man, that's all they need, man. And they're gonna need that budget because they got to get the whole orchestra with Nobuo Uematsu. It's gonna cost, but it's gonna be worth it, man. And hopefully that's what they do.
Oh yeah, dude, he's got to always have to have Matsu with him, man. I mean, dude, that's like cake and ice cream, man. I mean, you can try to have them separate, but it's just not as joyful.
And what's like they have really popular games they developed over there?
Who's that? Mistwalker?
Yeah.
Not so much that they develop. I mean, I love Lost Odyssey. I would say that's the best RPG, JRPG ever released. But they had Blue Dragon, which was also great. Pretty similar to what's that, Dragon Quest. But yeah, Sakaguchi, he's the guy who made Dragon Quest. He made Final Fantasy. He was over the most recent Final Fantasies. I want to say 7, 9, and 10. So his fingerprints are all over JRPGs. That's why I say he's the godfather. So if you get him, they haven't so much made a banger yet. I mean, obviously Lost Odyssey is, but all he needs is that budget and the right development team, and they can make a huge JRPG masterpiece.
Yep. Actually, I can't remember the dude's name. Yeah, like I said, old age. But it was a different dude. It was actually a different dude who made Dragon Quest. He was the dude.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the dude during Jeff Keighley's little bullshit pre-show. The one that showed up after the Dragon Quest 11 thing. Yeah, he's the there's a reason why Sakaguchi is quoted more as the Godfather, because even though he wasn't the first, it was Final Fantasy that made it more. I guess you could say it made the genre stick more over here than
more than Lost Odyssey did.
Yeah, because Dragon Quest
is still the original, so it doesn't honestly matter.
Because Dragon Quest did come over here during the first years of the NES. Dragon Quest
is more big in Japan.
Yeah, and whereas like Final Fantasy came over, unlike Dragon Quest, it blew the hell up.
Yeah.
So,
and the one game you guys are talking about, I think that you said was your favorite, Emmanuel. I believe I got that free backwards compat on from the Xbox 360 on Xbox One. That was a free game at one time. They were giving away free the what was that one you said?
Blue Dragon.
I couldn't. No, That's
Lost Odyssey.
Yeah, that was free. Yeah.
That's an awesome get, man. I wish I got it free.
Yeah, that's why it actually did good that's why the 360 actually did marginally much better over in Japan than the OG Xbox, because they actually used Blue Dragon. Well, they used Blue Dragon first, because Blue Dragon was the first one from and then later on they used Lost Odyssey. They packaged those games in as promote, part of the promotion, and that moved the units more than say, Halo or Gears, because at the time, Japanese weren't really feeling shooters, like they do now, because nowadays they starting to feel shooters now. But back then, all before, it was just a timing thing.
But
It was, yeah.
And Blue Dragon, real quick, is that a turn base?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Because that was I remember that when I was in the 360 days, I remember, picking up some games and stuff. And there was a lot of people talking about that game, how good it was, the Blue Dragon.
So,
Like you mentioned, Sega Man, those games, they really shined on Xbox One back compatible, and of course they're going to be even better for Series X. But I remember playing them back in the day, and I loved them, but that was one of my complaints. They were a little bit before their time. The frame rates were kind of pretty shitty at the time. Maybe talking like 19, 20 FPS on Blue Dragon, and on Lost Odyssey. So yeah, back compat is definitely a great thing for those games.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, and I think they're pretty a reasonable price.
Oh yeah, I picked them up digitally for $9.99, both of them.
Yeah, you can't beat that at all.
Yeah.
And I think if I'm not mistaken, last I looked, I think Lost Odyssey is on Game Pass anyway, ain't it?
I don't think it is. I
think Blue Dragon is on Game Pass.
I'll check it out. I don't think either of them are, because I don't think Xbox owns the IP. It might be. I'm gonna check right now. I know because I know Rise was having an issue.
No, Blue Dragon. Yeah, both of them. Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey. Microsoft
Lost Odyssey's on there. Lost Odyssey is on there.
I'm checking now. It's not popping up.
Yeah, but the IPs, Microsoft does own them.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good. At the very least, if they get another Japanese studio, that makes JRPGs, maybe they can put them on them. How they did Playground doing Fable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also another one, Uninfinite Discovery, which Square, second partied for them. That actually belongs to them too, to Microsoft.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm kind of like don't let these IPs die, man. Get some teams on them.
Well, Blue Dragon must be popular because on the store here, it's $20.
Yeah, dude, seriously, it's a worthy buy. It's definitely a worthy buy. And just like Emmanuel saying, definitely as well, Lost Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got it because when it was free, I wanted to try it out, and I tried it out. I didn't really get far, but it just looked amazing. Yeah, I mean, it looked very amazing.
Yeah. The thing about Lost Odyssey was the timing as to why it didn't perform score. I mean, not I guess sales wise as well as it should have. It was because at that time when it came out, the mentality towards turn-based JRPGs was really starting to kind of get real toxic, because everybody's looking at all this action-based stuff, all this fast-paced stuff, and it's like, oh, why we gotta do this? Why we gotta wait? I can remember fucking Morgan Webb always fucking whining and complaining every time they have to rate a JRPG. She's like, oh my god, get with the times. Why are you waiting and doing this? And I'm thinking to myself,
Morgan Webb bitched about that.
dude, when it came to a lot of traditional turn-based JRPGs, dude, she used to bitch and gripe a lot about that.
I didn't know that.
And it wasn't just her, man. It's like a lot of people, especially the media. No surprise there. Started to really, really spoil that for everybody. And you got guys like me who's like, I'm just having a fucking gay old time, and it's like, what the fuck, man? Why are y'all having a beef with it?
I didn't think that would, Morgan Webb being a game talk show host, Adam Sessler probably would liked it more than her, I would say.
Yeah, I'm trying to go. God, it's shit so long. I'm having a hard enough time tonight remembering names, but I can vaguely remember him having a few little quips about it, but nothing too major. So they still gave it a pretty fair score, if I remember correctly. So
So with that, Fire Boss, would you be fine if if they did buy Miss Walker and bring back Lost Odyssey, if they did them as action RPGs, or would you prefer them to stay as turn based?
I'd rather he stay turn based, and I'm sure that's what Sakaguchi would probably do anyway. Is because that one, it's a strong suit, and two, that's a genre within itself that's just it's going extinct, and it's something that there's actually a lot of people who actually are wanting to come back. You still have your little Twitch gamers who want that fast paced thing, but you still have those like myself, and I guess even you, that are kind of like, nah, man, we're all about taking our time and thinking this out.
Yeah.
So, but all right, but yeah, I'm definitely over 2 hours now. ODT.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ODT. What studios could you see being snatched up?
Everything that is under negotiation for takeover, basically, or Kingdom Come.
Well, I mean, just anybody that comes to the mind.
Well, it's one, I know, Killer Phil likes to basically, help out the little guys first. So I agree with the polar ones and the big five, but he's really trying to add everything onto like a Game Pass subscription concept. So you can basically, like I said earlier, I say EA servers are going to get fixed. UB Play might be an option, might not. Depends on how big legal problems Ubisoft is having right now. And then I think anything cross-generation connection with crossplay is going to be a big option for discussion. It just depends on how big another big paycheck will actually be. But I think he wants to basically either do Sega, and I wouldn't put it past Nintendo and some fellow old PlayStation developers to get a new job.
Well, the Uplay thing is funny because they actually have their deal, just like how EA has their deal with Game Pass. Uplay has theirs with Luna, with Amazon's platform. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if that's a time thing or a permanent thing.
It's probably going to be more of a time situation because Azure is also part of Amazon's build to help Microsoft with the actual xCloud installation coming in the next couple months for like all platforms, including your Apple phones and your iPhone 12s, tablets and PC. Oh my!
Because I'm wondering about that. Because to me, it's like that would be pretty. That would help Ubisoft real good if they just went ahead and tied themselves to Game Pass.
Especially if you add an Assassin's Creed collection onto the first installation. And you have the entire historical collection right there on your app collection.
Yeah.
But it's everything is going to all be in one place eventually. It just depends on how long it takes everybody to get everything, connected on different cloud to, dark servers across the planet, because everything has to go up to 5 to 6, which is kind of what everybody's Techland's Wi-Fi issues are right now.
All righty. All right, folks. We are definitely over 2 hours. So you know what that means? That means that this was a fucking kick-ass roundtable.
That's pretty good having new legal stopping for a little bit too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, every once in a while I'll throw him an invite, but the dude is very busy with his family. So when he does his show times, that's because that's his time.
Podcast last night too.
Yeah, him and Technoblast, they've been doing pretty good with these podcasts, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got a new member too, Rogue Enigma. I'm glad to see her join the show.
Yeah.
Oh, is Rogue a new member?
Yeah. She was on last night.
Nice. I heard she's really cool, man.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Oh shoot! I mean, one of these days, I mean, I would love to try to invite her as well as General too.
Well, is General still doing that? Is he still on the podcast, General?
He is, and apparently he couldn't come last night because according to legal, he was having some I guess a blackout.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Like, there was like a huge blackout out there in Jersey or something.
Wow. Really? Wow.
All right, folks. Well, for everybody that popped in, I really appreciate it. Definitely tell your friends and your family about us. You should see this same panel every Wednesday at 8 Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget that every Friday I do what's called the weekly wrap. And I want to say it hopefully should be the same the same suspects. So definitely stop on in and go ahead and leave a like, leave a dislike, whatever feels good for you. And at the end of it, thanks for coming and enjoy your gaming. Peace out.
Peace, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.
And